on an old laneway. And actually, I was just talking about this laneway just before I started the stream. This laneway used to be a movie years ago. There used to be little houses here, and it was used as a movie set for Western movies. So back there was some buildings, and over here there was some buildings, and it used to be a Western movie set back in the day, way back when, probably at least 50 years ago. And we run parallel to the Guelph North Spur, which is a main spur line that runs through Guelph. It's a CN rail line. Technically this is CN property, but yeah, this is a little cut through to get to Paisley and Edinburgh quicker, so we're using it today in essence of saving time. For the sake of saving time, we're using this little cut through lane. But yeah, it's a very sunny day here in Guelph. Nice and sunny, the sun's out, blue sky. Couldn't ask for a better day. But yeah, so we're gonna head up to Exhibition Park, which is a nice little park in our neighborhood, or in my neighborhood. So I'm gonna take you guys there, and I'm gonna take you along with me for the walk, if I can ever get through this goddamn trail. Check out the train. It is a Sunday, and the trains do run on Sundays, so they are operating today. But yeah, they are doing their shunting operations, moving cars back and forth. That's generally what goes on the spur line. You can see they have a lot of cars on their train, and they're gonna go up and either drop some cars and move them, or go to another end of the line and drop them off completely. But yeah, this is a spur line, and it's very busy through the week, and it's also very busy on Sundays with shunting operations. So yeah, that's what we got going on here. We got some shunting action. Looks like it's gonna go straight through today. But yeah, that's the train, as you can see it behind me. So yeah, this when it shunts here at this intersection, it causes mayhem for the drivers, because the lights go on flash, and the traffic lights, I mean, go on flash, so they don't work, and the crosswalks don't work. So you have pedestrians confused, you have drivers confused, and then on top of it you have gridlock if the train starts shunting. So this can be a very frustrating intersection, the intersection of Paisley and Edinburgh, if the lights are not working. So yeah, right now we're heading towards Edinburgh Road. So for those of you who are joining the live stream, thank you for joining. Something a little different today, something a little bit different than my normal route. So yeah, we'll see if we can make it to Exhibition Park with the charge that we have. But look at the gridlock, and it was only blocking for a minute, and look at the gridlock, the line of cars that this train can cause for traffic. So yeah, it can be frustrating for drivers who need to get places quickly, because that train sometimes can go back and forth for 20 minutes. I think the maximum they can go is 20 minutes, and they'll use all that time if they need to. So anyway, we're on Edinburgh Road North, and we're heading towards Exhibition Park. For those of you who are joining the stream, thank you, and be sure to check out some of my other live streams that I've posted on the channel in the last couple of days. I've been trying to pump out as many streams as I can before it gets too cold. I was just checking the long-range forecast, and we are expecting snow here in Guelph next week, so I'll probably be busy shoveling, and it'll be too cold to stream. So I figured I'd get out as many streams as I could while I can. But yeah, last stream I did, I went down by the police station and the fire hall, and had a lot of viewers on that stream, so thank you to all those who joined that stream. But yeah, right now we're heading up Edinburgh towards London Road, and that's London Road is where the park is. Where am I? I am in Guelph, Ontario, on a road called Edinburgh Road. So we're heading towards Exhibition Park. I'm gonna try to show you guys the park, but we'll see if we make it there. I have 91% charge on my battery, so we should make it there, but you never know. Well, I was just telling the audience, there was just a train that was shunting at the main intersection back there, and it caused a gridlock of traffic. So we're just recovering from that backup. And also, generally, Edinburgh Road is a very busy road, so it's always busy and backed up on this frickin' road. It's one of my least favorite roads in Guelph because it's so frickin' busy. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Over there is a park, one of the smaller parks we have, Suffolk Street Park. It's a small one. Small play equipment too. I see we're having a little bit of a slow stream tonight. Yesterday was we had a lot of people join, so today's a little bit slower, which is fine. People got stuff to do. But yeah, for those of you who do join, thank you very much. I always enjoy doing these. They're pretty easy to put together. So, apologies for the wind noise. It's probably for those of you who are watching, it's probably pretty noisy right now with the wind, so apologies for that. But we are walking northbound, so we're getting the north wind. But yeah, I would show my face, but the glare of the sun is gonna screw up the shot, so you won't really be able to see me. So I'm not gonna put your eyes through that torture of seeing the bright, glary sun. So we'll just look forward. We're approaching London Road now. So we're almost there. About another 10 minutes and we should be there. Maybe a little less actually, depending on how fast I can walk. I find now that I'm older, I don't walk as fast as I did when I was younger. When I was a kid, I could frickin' move. But now that I'm older, I've kind of slowed down in my steps. But yeah. So I know this niche, I guess, of walking is kind of a different one. It's pretty popular though on YouTube. There's a lot of people that like watching these walking videos, and I enjoy making them. So yeah. So now we're gonna cross here. This intersection is pretty notorious for people getting hit here. There's been a few pedestrians struck here. There was actually one killed here some years ago, so it's kind of a dangerous spot to cross at. Now we're on London Road. Oh, look at that. There's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Big fucking hole. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen shit like that in Guelph where there's fucking holes and things, tripping hazards on the sidewalk. Stay safe. Thank you very much. I gotta stay safe in this city. There's a lot of walking lawsuits around. Plow must have hit it. Probably, yeah. Something happened to it. But I'm surprised nobody would report that. So if anybody's watching from the city of Guelph, there's a big hole on London Road for you to fill in. But that's a pretty big hole. If someone stepped in that, the city would be sued. But yeah. What the heck is that noise? Oh, frickin' dog. I was like, what the hell? I don't know if you guys heard that screeching noise, but it's a dog, but I thought it was something else. You might hear it a little bit as we get closer. But yeah. Oh boy, it's a beautiful day. Starting to get gray though and cloudy, so we might have to run home soon, depending on if the rain comes. I don't want to be streaming in the rain. But we were expecting some rain in about an hour, so I figured I had a bit of a window to do this live stream, so we'll see if we make it. Fucking yappy dog, Jesus Christ. If I had a dog that yappy, I'd kill myself. Anyway, here we are on London Road. This is a nice complex. It's a fairly new complex, residential. I had a friend who lived in here years ago. Over here, this house right here, there used to be a really nice old Lincoln Continental town car that sat in the driveway for years. It was probably there for 8, 9 years just sitting there, never moved. Beautiful car, and I don't know, I'm sure it probably rotted away because it never moved, and it always sat outside uncovered, so poor thing probably rotted away. Oh well. You can't let them sit, you gotta drive them. Although in this frickin' city, driving can be a little bit scary, so you gotta be careful even with an old car driving around in this city. So now we're getting closer and closer to the park, but the wind's starting to pick up, so if we get rain, if it starts raining, I'm gonna end the stream early just to make it home. But yeah, we got the wind coming, and I feel a little bit of drizzle, so you might not get to see the park today, but hopefully I can get there quick enough. We're very close, so I'd be pissed off if it started pouring down rain right as I'm pulling up to it. But yeah. So I hope everybody had a good weekend, and hope you guys are well rested and ready for the work week. I know I am. So yeah. So now the sun is gone, so you can see my face better. There's no glare from the sun anymore. The sun seems to have magically disappeared. Every time I step out of the house, the sun seems to magically disappear. So anyway, it's that time of year too, but I swear Guelph is the cloudiest city in all of Ontario. Every frickin' day for the last month there's been clouds. We might have got one day where it was kind of sunny, but other than that, it's mostly fucking cloudy. So for those of you who like cloudy days, come to Guelph, because I swear we have the most in the province. But yeah, here we go. We're getting close. I've been saying that, I know, but we are getting close. I'm gonna jog across here. Look at that street. There's a nice old house down that street, an old Victorian home. Maybe one day I'll take you down there and I'll show it to you, but not today. If I get to the park, I'll be happy. But it is one good thing about today. It is fairly warm. It's not too cold, which is good. The wind's got a little bit of a breeze to it, or a little bit of a chill to it, but not too bad. Nothing that I can't handle. So we're almost 12 minutes in from when we started, and we've made some pretty good tracks. I think this is probably the quickest I've ever made it down here. But yeah. Yeah, so for those of you guys who are liking my content, just so you know, the content might slow down a little bit for the month of December. I posted a bunch of plane spotting videos from Toronto Pearson. So for those of you guys who haven't seen those videos, you can go check them out. They're all up on the channel now. There'll be no more Toronto Pearson videos probably for the year. So go check those videos out, and check some of my other videos out if you haven't already. I am heading to Exhibition Park. So that's where I'm going. I'm going to show you guys Exhibition Park. It's a really nice park here in Guelph. It's a really old park in the Exhibition neighborhood, which is fairly close to downtown Guelph. So that's where I'm heading. And we have made it to Exhibition Park. So we are pulling up on the park now. So this is Exhibition Park. As you can see, it's very well covered with trees, and it's an old park. It's been here for many years. It's a park I used to spend a lot of time at as a kid. So we're gonna walk through the park and check it out, and try not to get too muddy, because the trails are a little bit muddy. But yeah, there's a kiddie pool here, or a wading pool, I guess. There's a play structure, there's tennis courts. It's a pretty big park too. There's a lot of land to run around and do your thing. This is usually, I have a couple friends who live in this end of town, and when we meet, this is where we meet. This is our central meeting location. It's a pretty good spot. But yeah, here we are, Exhibition Park. There's the wading pool over there. So there's the wading pool. It's all covered up now for the winter, but in the summertime, mainly used by kids, and they go in there and splash around a bit. I never understood this random shipping container in the middle of the park. I don't know what they use this for. It's been here for years, and I don't know what the hell they use it for. But that shipping container has been there for many years, just sitting in the same spot. It says Activation PlayStation on it, but it doesn't really look like you can play there. Unless the goal is to climb on top of the shipping container, it looks like a pretty boring play structure. So yeah, there's the wading pool. It's not very deep. I don't know if you can see the bottom of it, but it's not a very deep pool. Summer camps from the town. Yeah, there are summer camps here actually. Maybe that's what it's used for, that shipping container. Could be used for summer camps, but yeah, it's been there for a long time. And this, actually in the summertime, there is a camp that does spend the day here, run by the city, so that's probably what it is. And over here you have a play structure. I don't want to film just out of respect, but there is a play structure there. And there's actually a neighborhood group that brings their dogs out here and has family and neighborhood events here, so it's kind of a neat area and a pretty tight-knit community. But yeah, I spent a lot of time here as a kid. They used to have the well, what was it called? They used to have what was called the Hot Summer Nights hosted here when I was a kid, and it was basically the emergency services would come and they would show off their equipment. They would show off their fire trucks and other emergency equipment at this park. They also did it at Margaret Green Park as well, which is, I showed that park earlier in the week, so you can check that video out if you want. But yeah, this is the tennis courts. Never actually played tennis in here, and when I was young I used to play, but I never played here. But yeah, this is the tennis court. It's pretty big. And over further is the Guelph Royals baseball stadium, which is where our local baseball team plays their games when they're in town. They also train there in the summertime. So I've been to a Royals game once. I don't know about you guys, but I was never crazy over baseball. I always found it kind of boring. But I did watch the World Series. So, and it took me all I had to stay up to watch it, but I did watch the World Series, and of course the Blue Jays lost, which honestly I was expecting. I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of expecting the Blue Jays to lose. You know, everybody was all, oh, the Blue Jays are going to win, but I knew they were going to lose. I knew they were going to lose. And I was right. There's a bump. This has got to be the most biggest speed bump in all of frickin' Guelph. I've seen so many cars go over the speed bump and wreck their front ends because of how big it is. So I don't know who the frick designed that or why they made it so big, but that has got to be by far the biggest speed bump in all of Guelph, Ontario. So yeah. Apologies for the wind noise. I don't know where this wind came from. I was out this morning and it wasn't this windy, so super sorry about the wind noise. All I can do is apologize for it and try to stay out of the wind, but unfortunately some of the noise might be inevitable, so I'm super sorry for those of you who are going to be battered by a wind noise. So yeah, there's the Guelph Royal Stadium over there. I don't know if you can see it in the distance, but they train and they play their seasonal games here. And this is it. As you can see, the sun's back out, so that's a good sign. Over here we got a football stadium. I should go over by Victory. You know what? I'm actually close to it, so I'll do that. That's actually a pretty cool school, so I will go and showcase that for the live stream. That's a good idea, Cameron. Thank you for suggesting it. Over here we have this fence thing. I think this is where the baseball players practice their pitch, but I'm not sure. Again, as I said, I was never, oh no, it looks like I think they practice for pitch and batting over here. But yeah, there's a small baseball diamond, and the big baseball diamond where the Royals play is further up. Hold on, let me see here. I've worked at that school. It's cool inside. I've never actually been inside it, but I used to I used to have a couple friends who went to that school, and I've been there, but I haven't been inside the building. It is a neat school. It actually, that school I believe has the old boy-girl sign on the entry doors, because one half of the school was for boys and the other half was for girls. I think that's still there, but I don't know. So we'll check it out. Of course, my frickin' battery is gonna go low on me right as I approach the school, but we'll try to get a quick shot of the school in before the frickin' battery dies on me. That cold wind is battering my phone, so yeah, we'll try to get there quickly. But yeah, that's actually a good idea. I was just showcasing Exhibition Park earlier in the stream, Cameron, and I never even thought of Victory School. So this is Victory School. It's an old school. I don't know how old it is. You can leave your guesses in the comments. But it's an old school. Beautiful school, beautiful building. There's a picture of me on the front steps of that school that my father took. This never used to be fenced in. And so you were able to go on the property. But yeah, I got a picture here from couple years ago when I was on the steps of that front school. It's 150 years old, wow. And over here you have a newer addition to the school. So I would guess this is probably one of the oldest schools in Guelph then, if it's 150. So yeah, there's the girls' entrance. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it says girls' entrance there. And on the other side, if I can make it there, is the boys' entrance. But yeah, that's how it was in the old days. They were separated by sex, which is, well, nowadays it's a controversial thing. Look at all the signs, collection of signs. Look at all these little fish that the kids made. Looks like they're all made by hand, painted by hand, probably even carved by hand. Pretty cool. Some of them are really neat. I was kind of noticing them as I was walking along the fence line, and it looks like they go all around the property, which is, hey, kudos to those kids. Some of them are really neat, so you can check that out. Look at that one. That one's kind of neat. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty neat stuff. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, I have bad news. I have to end the stream because my battery is at 10%, and I'm afraid if I go any longer, my phone will die. So for those of you who joined, when I started it with UGDSB, I had to walk from Victory to Paisley every day. Oh my God, that's quite the walk, but it's a good walk. I like that walk. That's basically distance from my house to here. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you for joining the stream, and sorry about the sudden cutoff, but my phone is very unreliable in the cold, so I have to leave early. But thank you for those of you who joined the stream. And Cameron, thank you for joining, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy